Hi, I'm Lisa from Lori's Country Cottage. Welcome to How Tuesday. Today I'm going to show you how to make a double-sided receiving blanket out of flannel. When I was at the store the other day, I walked out of our receiving room and right across from the door were these beautiful flannels. And it made me think of when my boys were young and I used to make double-sided receiving blankets all the time. And also when I made gifts for people who had babies, I always wrap them in a double-sided receiving blanket. So I thought I'd show you today how to make it. I've got my supplies all lined up here. So I bought 2 meters of flannel, 1 meter of each. There's going to be a little bit of waste on that, but you never know how much is going to shrink. And I'd like to make it square, so that makes sure for sure that I have enough fabric. So 1 meter of each. Or if you want to make it smaller, you can buy less if you want. I've got my Big Easy ruler. I'm going to be making long square cuts, so I like to use my Big Easy because it gives me a nice big corner to work with. You'll need a marking pen, a friction marker, or a heat erasable marker that you'll see on the fabric. I'm going to use my big rotary cutter today because I'm going to cut through multiple layers. Going to save some time, but also make sure they're exactly the same size. I've got thread to match because there's a little bit of top stitching, my long measuring tape for measuring the size of the blanket, and I've got my stitchy sticks so that I can use the ball-ended tool for helping to press out my seams once it's stitched together. And then you'll want something, I like to round the corners of the receiving blanket so I don't have any pointy corners that I need to push out. They also have lots of bulk when you're working with flannel, so I like to round the corner. So I'm going to use my Creative Grids circle template, the 6.5 inch one, but if you have a luncheon plate or a cereal bowl, it works just as well, and I'll show you how to do that when we get there. All right, so I'll move everything out of the way and we'll get started. The first thing we need to do is to cut our 2 pieces of flannel to the same size. So it's important to pre-wash. Flannel's gonna shrink, and you wanna get that shrinkage out before you sew your 2 layers together. It's no fun to sew 2 layers together and the first time you wash it, one of the layers shrinks more than the other and now you have this bubbly kind of blanket that doesn't lay flat. So make sure you wash and dry both pieces of your flannel. And then I laid my blue flannel right side up and I took my elephant print and laid it right side down. My fabric is open, the full 45 inches, and it's not 45 inches because I've washed it. And I made sure to line up my 2 selvages. And I'm going to pull this forward so you can see how uneven they ended up being after washing. One of them is on grain and one isn't. I could do some pulling and tugging to pull it a little bit more even, but I'm not going to bother because those are going to get cut anyway. So I have them right sides together. Their selvages match, they're perfect. And I did go back and repress the flannel to make sure that center crease was out of there. This needs to be super flat because we're going to do some folding and cutting. And if it's not flat, if your crease isn't perfectly flat, you're going to end up with a wow in the shape, and we don't want that. So I've got my 2 selvages lined up. I've got my flannel nice and flat, and I can see that my selvages are lined up on this side too. And now I'm going to put those selvages together, both sets of selvages together. And what's really important is that this is completely flat. It can't have any wrinkles because that's where we'll have a funny shaped blanket. So make sure you smooth it out and there are no wrinkles, and my selvages are perfect on the other end. So now I've got a straight line that I can use for cutting. Now don't forget, this did not line up nice. So I have to make sure that I cut off all of those raw edges. So I'm going to take my Big Easy See how far I need to go? I need to go all the way to here. Line up my Big Easy with the fold, and I don't want to cut off more than I have to because I want this to be as big as I can. I may as well use the fabric. And then I'm going to cut through all 4 layers. Now I'm going to flip this around and do some measuring. You don't have to make a square blanket. It's just easier when you're rounding corners. You can do it all at once if it's square. So let's see how wide my fabric is from selvage to selvage. So I'm going to cut those selvages off. So it's not quite 20. If I cut it at 19, then I have a 38-inch square receiving blanket, and that's a pretty good size. So I'm going to measure 38 inches. Perfect. And make a little mark with my pen. And I'm going to do the same thing at the top end. I actually never use the lines on my board on my cutting board for measuring. I always use a measuring tape or a ruler. I don't know how accurate they are. So now I've got my 2 lines. I'll line them up and then make sure everything is square at the top as well. Could feel a little wrinkle there, so let's get that out. There we go. So I'm lining up a line on my ruler with that crease, and then I can make my second cut. There we go. And I'm just going to double check that I caught everything there. Yep, I did. So now we need to cut the selvages off. This is where the big rotary cutter comes in nice. You have 2 choices. I like to open this up and then refold it this way. I don't really want to cut through a billion layers at once. So we'll get those cut edges all matched up. And I like to always have this fold or the crease towards me so I can see it on the ruler. And that looks really good. Oh, I've got some threads in there. Debris. Okay, so let's straighten this right-hand side. Again, it's as easy as lining it up with the ruler, and I want to make sure the selvage comes off, but I don't want to take any extra off so that I have enough. And again, we'll flip this and measure our 39 inches. There we go. So once I make this cut, again, making sure that's perfectly flat so that it's square in the end, I'm going to have 2 squares exactly the same size. And I already have them right sides together, so they're ready to be sewn. But first, I want to round those corners. So I'm going to leave it folded. I'm going to take my circle template, or you can use your bowl, either way, or a luncheon plate, whatever works. And I'm going to draw with my friction marker the corner, and then I'm going to cut that off and do the same on the other corner. And I just like when your fabrics are layered like this, when I cut and then go to sew, they're the same shape because they've been layered together. Now you can take your scissors if you want and go ahead and cut that, but I'm going to use my rotary cutter and just round those corners. Okay, now I have 2 layers, right sides together, and I'm ready to sew. I am going to pin all the way around here. Flannel will move and it's a big piece. I don't want things to shift. So I'm actually going to pin all the way around, and I'm going to leave a nice 8-inch opening for turning. So I'm going to pin, then I'm going to stitch all the way around with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And I'm going to pin and then I'll be right back. All right, I've stitched around the perimeter of my receiving blanket with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. I used a 1/2 inch seam allowance just because when I turn it, that bigger seam allowance lays flatter. There's not such a rounded edge around the outside, and because at the opening where I'm going to need to stitch this shut, it's really easy to make it nice and smooth and even with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And you'll notice that I actually, before I turned it, I pressed these seam allowances down. I made sure they were nice and even, not any bumps or curls. And it'll just make it nicer after it's been turned. So I'm going to turn the receiving blanket, and you can use, I like to leave a generous size hole so it's easier to turn. You can use a smaller hole if you want, but it does make it a lot easier to turn when you have a decent size opening in your stitching. So once this is turned right side out, I'm going to use my turning tool. So I love my stitchy sticks, you know that. They're my favorite turning tools. But if you have a point turner, it needs to be blunt. Don't use anything sharp. Don't use your scissors or anything like that, because flannel has a little bit of a looser weave and there is that danger of poking right through the fabric. So I'm just turning the blanket so I can find those seam allowances. And then I'm going to take the blunt-ended stitchy stick and stick my arm right inside there and go all the way around right on that seam allowance. It's just going to make it so much easier when I go to press this edge. So I'm going to work my stitchy stick all the way around the receiving blanket. Then I'm going to go to my pressing station and I'm kind of roll those seams really flat and give it a good press. And then we'll talk about how to finish sew close the outside of the receiving blanket. All right, I turned and I pressed my receiving blanket so that the edges were nice and even and flat. And then I have some options for stitching that opening closed. So I can go ahead and hand stitch it closed with a ladder stitch, or you can stitch it with your machine. That's what I did. Do an edge stitch just an 1/8 inch away from the edge. I made my stitch length just a little bit longer. It doesn't matter what you do, it's just whatever your preference is, and it helps that edge lay nice and flat. So we have one more step to do to finish the receiving blanket. I like to stitch in the receiving blanket to attach those two layers together. So I could do an X, go from corner to corner both ways. I could stitch a square in the middle if I wanted. I could do 2 sets of lines if I wanted, but today I'm going to do a flange. So I'm going to set my sewing machine up with a ledge, an edge for me to follow so that it's 2.5 inches away from the edge of my blanket. If you wanted to, you could take your friction marker or something that washes out and you could actually draw 2.5 inches all the way around and stitch on the line. You're welcome to do that, but I set my sewing edge up and that will be my guide for stitching around 2.5 inches all the way around the perimeter of my blanket. And there you have it, our double-sided receiving blanket. They are fast and easy to make, so next time you see some flannel you love and you're not sure what to do with it, go ahead and make some receiving blankets. Keep them handy at home for last-minute gifts. And here's a little tip. If you buy 1.2 meters of each of the fabrics, with the piece of fabric that's left over, you can make matching burp pads. It's the same method, just on a smaller scale, and when you round those corners, they lie nice and flat and they're easy to make. Thanks for joining me for How Tuesday today. learning how to make a double-sided receiving blanket. Don't forget to click the bell below so that you get notified whenever we post our how-to videos. Thanks for joining me today.